Hi guys, I just wanted to go through the review for fractions on our test tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here I have the first problem. It says figure 8 is cut into 8 equal pieces. So that tells me what my bottom number is going to be, is how many total pieces I have. So what fraction of the figure is shaded dark? Okay, count up the number of dark ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to have 7 dark pieces. There are 8 total pieces, and check. Okay, now fill in each blank with a whole number. So I have 3 divided by what is going to give me 1. 3 divided by 3 is going to give me 1. Now I have 9 divided by 1 is going to give me what? 9 divided by 1 is just 9. Okay. Fill in the blank to make the fractions equivalent. So what you do on this one is you look at the numbers that they give you here. So I have 4 and 12. I ask myself, what did they multiply 4 by to give me 12? Okay, the other way you can do it is you can say 12 divided by 4 gives me 3. So they multiplied 4 by 3 to give me 12. So whatever you do to the bottom, you also have to do to the top. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. Fill in the blank to make the fractions equivalent. Same thing here. So 3 and 12, they give me those two numbers. What did they multiply 3 by to give me 12? So they multiplied 3 by 4 to give me 12. Therefore, I have to multiply the top by 4 as well, and that's going to give me 8. Okay. 5, fill in the blank to make fractions equivalent. Same thing, except for as you can see here, they're getting smaller now. So I have 16 here and I have 8 here. So they divided this bigger number by something to get 8. So 16 divided by what is going to give me 8? 16 divided by 2 is 8. Therefore, you have to divide the top number by 2 as well, which gives me 5. Okay, moving on. Fill in the blank to make the two fractions equivalent. I have 7 divided by 9 over here and 36. So 36 and 9. What did they multiply 9 by to get 36? Okay, so 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, so 36, they multiplied 9 by 4. Therefore, we have to multiply the top by 4 as well. So 7 times 4 is 28. Okay. I do not care if you use a calculator on these. I would much rather see that you know what they're asking you to do. Okay. So write 10 divided by 12 in simplest form. If you have two even numbers, I know that they are divisible by 2. Okay, so you can start there and then keep going. All right, so 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, now 5 and 6 don't have anything in common, so that's where we're going to stop. All right. 8. Write 9 divided by 15 in simplest form. So I know 9 is divisible by 5, or not by 5, sorry. 9 is divisible by 3, and 15 is also divisible by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So when you're reducing fractions, you're dividing both the top and bottom number by the biggest number that can go into both of them. Okay, if you're not sure what that biggest number is, just start dividing them by a number that you know goes into both of them. Okay, and then if you look, whatever you get, if you can see that you can still reduce it again. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Write the fraction 24 divided by 32 in simplest form. Okay, I know that 24 is divisible by 3, so I'm going to see if 32 is divisible by 3. It is not. So 32 I know is divisible by 2, so I'm going to start there. So 24 divided by 2 is 14, or not 14, sorry, 12. And 32 divided by 2 is 16. Okay, now I know that 12 and 16 also have something in common. Okay, I know that they're both divisible by 2, but there's an even bigger number that they're both divisible by. So I know that 12 and 16 are both divisible by 4 as well. Okay, so 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, so I have to also put in 4 on the bottom and check. It's another added step when you just use the smaller numbers. So it's not a bad idea to try to pick the biggest number that'll go into both of them to save yourself a step, but it's not totally necessary. You can keep reducing by smaller numbers if that's easier. Okay, so order these fractions from least to greatest. So the first thing I'm looking at is they all have the same denominator. Okay, so the bigger the top number is, the bigger the slice of the pie. Okay, so the smallest slice of pie is 2/8. So that's going to go on the left because this is less than. And then 3/8 is the next smallest. And then 6/8 is the biggest slice of the pie. Okay, so this one again, look, they all have the same denominator, same number on the bottom. So then we can go from the smallest number on top to the biggest number on top. So the smallest number is the smallest slice of pie, 2/6. And then the biggest slice of pie is 5/6, and then 4/6 in the middle. Okay, let's go ahead. You have 25 problems on your test. Okay, there are 24 problems in the review. So the amount of time it takes you to get through the review is approximately how much time it's going to take you to get through your test. Okay, so let's find 1/2 minus 1/10. So this one, they break it down for you. I just need you to fill in the blank and tell me what they're doing. Okay, so I have 1/2 minus 1/10. They're getting a common denominator. So what did they multiply 2 by to get 10? They multiplied it by 5. So then I have to multiply the top by 5 as well. So I get 5 there. Now you just go straight across. So 5 minus 1 is 4. And 10 on, and then the bottom, the denominator stays the same when you're adding and subtracting. Okay. So it does not say to reduce or write in simplest form, although this is reducible. So I'm going to leave it. Okay. So let's find 1/3 plus 1/6. Okay, you have to get a common denominator. So what did they multiply 3 by to get 6? They multiplied 3 by 2. Whatever you multiply the 1 by, you have to multiply the top by as well. So 3 times 6 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. Then you go straight across. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then the denominator stays the same. So this is 3/6. All right. Does not say to reduce, so we're going to leave it. 14. Let's find 1/2 minus 2/5. So they're getting a common denominator again, except for they left everything blank. So we need to find the smallest number that both 2 and 5 are going to go into. Okay? 5 is an odd number, so I know that it's going to go into 10, which 2 is also going to go into. So 10 is going to be my common denominator. And then I have to multiply the tops by whatever I multiply the fraction by to get 10. So 2 times 5 gives me 10. So 1 times 5 is 5. 5 times what gives me 10? 5 times 2 gives me 10. Therefore, 2 times 2 is 4. Then you go straight across. So 5 minus 4 is 1. And then because it's subtraction, the denominator is going to stay the same. Okay. Moving on. So I have 7/8 plus 7/10. Write your answer as a fraction in simplest form. Okay. So I need to figure out, I have to find a common denominator for 8 and 10. Okay. So 8 and 10, let's see. 8 does not go into 20. 8 does not go into 30. But 8 goes into 40. Okay. So therefore 40 is our lowest common denominator. Okay. So over here on my little whiteboard, hopefully you guys can see this, I have 7/8 plus 7/10. 40 is my lowest common denominator here. So I have to multiply both the top and bottom by the same number on 7/8 to get 40 on the denominator. Okay. So 8 times 5 gives me 40, and 7 times 5 gives me 35, plus, now what do I multiply 10 by to get 40? Okay, I multiply 10 by 4 to get 40, therefore 7 times 4 gives me 30. 7 times 4, no, 28. Sorry, 28. And I have to add them, okay? So you're going to add the tops and the bottoms are going to stay the same. So 5 plus 8 is 13. So I'm going to carry 1. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So I have 63 over 40. Okay? They want this in the simplest form. If my numerator, what's on top, is bigger than the denominator, I have to reduce it. So I can put 40 into 63 one time. So I'm going to have a 1 out front. Okay. Then I take 63 and subtract 40, which gives me 23 over 40. Okay. 23 is an odd number, so I cannot reduce that anymore. So I get 123 over 40. Okay, check and continue. That was kind of some big numbers there. Hopefully I didn't lose you. All right, what is 1/3 of 12? So I'm going to show you guys how I do a shortcut on this. So I have 1/3 of 12, or I can say 1/3 times 12. Okay, so here's how I do this. I take 12 and divide it by my bottom. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, and this just becomes 1. And then 4 times 1 gives me 4. So my answer is 4. Okay. That's the simplest way I have found to do fractions in my head. Okay. So now I'm multiplying. I have 4/9 times 5/7. So you go straight across here. Okay. When you multiply fractions, you go straight across. So I have 4/9 times 5/7. So 4 times 5 is 20. And then 9 times 7 is 63. Okay, we have to reduce if we can. So 20 and 63, we have to see if they're divisible by anything. Okay, so 20 is an even number. I think it's going to be easy to figure out what goes into 20, but 63 could be a little bit more complicated. So 63 divided by 3 gives me 21, but 3 won't go into 20. Okay. 63 divided by 2, it doesn't work. Okay. So my answer is 20 over 63. Okay. Because I cannot, if there's no common number that goes into both of them. All right. Next one, same concept. I have 5/2 times 7/10. Okay, so you're going to go straight across. 5 times 7 is 35, and then 2 times 10 is 20. Okay, however, the top number is bigger than my bottom number. Okay, so I need to reduce. 20 will go into 35 one time. 35 minus 20 is 15 over 20. 15 and 20 are both divisible by 5. Okay, so I have to divide both by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. So I get 1 3/4 as my answer. Okay. All right, we're getting to the end. Hang in there. All right, so I have 2/5 times 10/9. Okay, before I get into big numbers on this one, you can do this with the other ones too. You can reduce if you can see what's across from each other. Has something in common. So 5 and 10 can both be divided by 5. So I'm going to reduce those before I multiply. So I get a 1 on bottom and a 2 on top. And then I'm going to multiply straight across. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then 1 times 9 is 9. So I get 4/9. Okay. 4 and 9 do not have anything in common, so that's my answer. All right, continue. All right, so now we're getting into reciprocals. Reciprocals, you just flip the number, okay? So I have 10/11. All I do is flip that. So then my bottom number becomes my top number, and my top number becomes my bottom number, okay? Now, when I have a whole number like that, what that really is 3 over 1. So 3 is going to go to the bottom, and then I'm going to have a 1 on top. Okay, so the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3. If I have 4, the reciprocal of 4 is 1/4. Okay, you're just flipping it. Whole numbers become fractions. All right. So divide, write your answer in simplest form. When we divide fractions, you flip one of them and multiply. So I have 3/8 divided by 5/6. Okay, I'm going to flip this one, I like to always flip my last one. So I have 3/8 times 6/5. Before I multiply, I'm going to reduce because it's going to make my life a little bit easier. 8 and 6 are both divisible by 2. Okay, 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, and then go straight across. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, and 9 and 20 are not, they don't have anything in common. So we're going to leave them as they are. Okay. All right, so another division one. I have 7 divided by 12, or 7/12 divided by 5/9. So you're going to flip the last one. So I have 7/12 times 9/5. Okay. 9 and 12 are both divisible by 3. So I'm going to reduce now. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then we multiply straight across. Okay. 7 times 3 is 21. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay. Now I have to reduce this. The bigger number is on top. Okay, so 20 will go into 21 one time, and then 21 minus 20 is 1. So this is 1 and 1/20. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. 1 and 1/20. All right, 2 more problems. All right. So here we're getting into a little bit of algebra with fractions. Okay, so I have 18x equals 6. So what I need to do, 18 and x, this is multiplication. Okay, 18x. So to undo multiplication, you have to divide. And whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So 18 times x, I'm going to divide that by 18, and then I have 6 divided by 18 on my other side. The 18s go away on the left side, so I get x equals 6 18ths. Now 6 and 18 both have their, I know that 6 will go into 18, so 18 divided by 6 is going to give me 4. Okay, so 6 divided by 6 is 1, and then 18 divided by 6 is 4. Okay, or not 4, sorry, this should be a 3. So 1/3. Okay, so x equals 1/3. All right, when I have, so this is very similar to what we just did. So I have 4/3 u equals 48. Okay, when I have a fraction multiplying my variable, you multiply both sides by the reciprocal of that fraction. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 4/3, which is 3/4. Okay, so multiply both sides by 3/4. All right, so a reciprocal times its fraction, its corresponding fraction, they go away and just become 1. So I get u equals, so the way I do this in my head is I take 48 and divide it by my bottom number, which is 4, which gives me 1/2, so which gives me 12. Okay, so this is 12, and that just becomes a 1, and then I multiply straight across. So 12 times 3 is 36. Okay, So that equals 36. All right. So that's the end of the review. Please don't hesitate to let me know if you have questions on anything or if there's anything